Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Footy Travellers Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Footy Travelers Podcast, the show that arguably brings you the best travel stories and advice from the world's greatest footy fans. Because why would we have anyone but on the show as our guests? I'm Colin Martin, and with me, to make sure I don't say anything too utterly ridiculous, is my footy travel chum, Mike Tyrone. Say hello to the FFTs, Mike.
Chum, I mean, I am a chum. I hope that it's not the latter form of the description of chum being, fish bait. But we are chummy. We are chummy buds.
As long as you can swim and keep your head above water, I think we'll be okay.
I think we'll be all right.
Mike, today's guests and their story, they're actually a find of yours. Why don't you introduce the listeners a bit to this one today?
So, yeah, we've got another story about how soccer jerseys, my favorite thing, my obsession, has sparked conversation, created some connection, and led to an incredible life-changing experience. And this one kind of involves, the kindness of strangers who become friends in high places, or highberry places, if you want to use a pun.
I do, actually.
Yes, he's got the Highbury hat on. He's good. So today we are joined by Mitra Surrell and her son Ryan for a little bit of a footy travel kind of epic story in my mind. And the story revolves around some family travel, which turned into some footy travel and a couple members of the crew. So first of all, Mitra and Ryan, welcome to the Footy Travelers Podcast.
Oh, we're thrilled to be with you today.
So Mitra, let's jump right into this. Tell us about the story of how you kind of stumbled upon, which I think is a proper term to say, stumbled upon, some footy travel, and maybe just start by telling us where you were heading.
Yeah, it was completely unplanned and very fortunate. My husband and I, we lifelong travelers, but because of COVID and everything, we've been bad about taking our kids abroad. Our son Ryan is almost 12 and our daughter Emily just turned 10. And we thought for spring break, why not go to London? So we were really excited and planned this trip. Ryan, what did you want? You wanted to go see like the Skywalk, or there was he was trying to interject. I mean, he brought a soccer ball. He was searching the parks that he could potentially go practice because he plays soccer himself. But we had no plans to see a game or anything while we were there. And I'm very chatty when I see nice people. And we were in Dulles Airport about to board our flight to Heathrow, and there was an adorable family in front of us in line to board the plane. And so, of course, I started chatting with them. They had a little girl, and I asked how old their daughter was. And they were extremely friendly, and they saw that I had 2 kids and with my husband. And they asked how old my children were. And then the husband looked at my son, Ryan, and was like, "Oh, you're wearing a Messi jersey."
Which Messi jersey was it?
Inter Miami.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So a newer one. Nice. Okay. It's bright pink. Really catches the eye.
Yeah.
Probably one of the few ways you can get my son to wear pink. But yes, jersey. So he asked if he was a football. Did he ask if you were a soccer fan or football fan? Football. Okay. Yeah.
And did he have an accent when saying football?
He had a British accent.
Okay.
Yeah. He was a very, very kind person. And so he asked you, then what did he ask you? Mom needs to know, I don't know if I have the right terminology. He asked what your favorite UK club was, or what was the question?
I would say favorite Premier League team,
Okay.
Favorite Premier League team? Yeah.
Gotcha.
And what did you say?
Arsenal.
That's the right answer. I think before
So-
we started recording, I said there were no wrong answers, but in this case, that's the right answer.
Well, ironically enough, that's, what our new friend said. He's like, good answer.
Ah,
And so he pulled out his phone and he proceeded to show us pictures of him wearing an Arsenal jersey with the Arsenal team. And we were very intrigued. And he said, actually, I'm one of the team doctors for Arsenal.
what?
And then upon chatting with him more, he asked Ryan, he asked Ray if you'd like to go see Arsenal play. And this is where you got to correct Mom again, too. So we were flying in on a Monday night. That Wednesday, they were going to see, is it Luton Town? Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
a big game.
Okay.
Wow. So that was give me some time perspective here. Within the moment you started speaking with the stranger to the moment that you were asked if you wanted to go to see a soccer match at his, present to you, how long was this? Like, was this like a 5-minute interaction or maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes?
Maybe like a 5-minute interaction, right? It was
Wow.
weird. We were boarding the plane.
Wow.
It was kind of quick.
That's amazing.
And, he was so kind. He said to my husband, he was like, he gave his cell number and his email. And he said, I won't know until we land if I got you the tickets, but I'm going to put some calls or email. I'm going to see if I can get you tickets.
That is incredible. Ryan, how did you feel in that moment? Tell me a little bit, were you nervous? Were you excited? I don't know.
Yeah, I was excited.
Yeah.
And you haven't been to any professional matches, at least in the UK before, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I've only been to DC United.
Okay.
And I
Cool.
saw Inter Miami before Messi joined. I thought Messi would be there though.
Right.
Oh yeah. A lot of people have unfortunately
I've
had that
hoped for that.
experience as well.
Yeah.
So Mitra, was there ever a moment and I feel like because it sounds like, you are looking for authenticity and genuine people, but was there ever a moment where you're like, is this guy, fabricating this, or is this real?
I mean, it almost sounded too good to be true, but he was so genuine and so sincere. And then when we landed in London, it was actually like right after we'd gone through customs, we saw him and he looked and he was like, I got you the tickets. Make sure you email me. I got you the tickets.
Wow.
And
so
that's
kind and thorough, and followed up and made sure that he stayed true to his word.
Amazingly kind. It just it just gives you like faith in people that this person was willing to do something that would be so influential for a young boy.
Right.
I think it's really like I wouldn't say that I'm like a huge soccer fan, but I remember like I studied abroad in Paris. Now I'm going to date myself in 1998. And I was in Paris when France won the World Cup. And that was transformative for me. I mean, my whole life, I'll always think like, allez, bleu, and so I feel like for my son that this would be something that, core memory that he would have.
So you get it, Mitra. You understand sort of that impact and influence experiencing these milestones in international soccer at least can have. And here we are, your son getting to experience club soccer, arguably at the highest level in the world.
Yep.
Ryan, let me ask, how has going to this Arsenal match, being given this experience, how has that changed at all your fandom or your love of Arsenal? I mean, has it always been your number one team? I see you're wearing an Arsenal jersey right now. Does it make you more of a fan? Do you follow players more now? Tell me a little bit more.
I mean, before we went to London, I was like begging my dad to go to a Premier League game, either Chelsea versus United or Luton Town versus Arsenal.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So you you had
Go ahead.
these ideas. Your mom already mentioned you were planning little maybe practice sessions at some parks, but you were also trying to get the family maybe, or at least your dad, to take you to one of these games. So you put
So-
something out in the universe, and look at that. It
Right.
kind of came through.
I have a more general question. Why are you an Arsenal fan? I mean, why aren't you a Chelsea fan?
Oh, Michael, you're trying to influence the child here.
I'm trying, I just
That's a
we have a rivalry. So, and this is the banter that Colin and I, but I feel like we often
Yes.
have a lot of Arsenal fans on this podcast, and it's
hey, you
getting
brought
a little
you
lopsided.
brought this one. So Ryan, sorry, we're interrupting your answer. Why are you an Arsenal fan?
Well, Arsenal, I just like the team. My dad had said he is his favorite Premier League team, so I just follow.
Mm-hmm. And now you have an even greater reason to want to be an Arsenal fan, I would imagine. So tell us about the game. So did you have to change your travel, like your trip or anything that was like planned for this match? Like this is a big interjection of, an event that you had to do and plan for. Was there anything that had to change for it?
We went to some restaurants that my mom and I wanted to go to. We had to leave early.
That's okay.
You were at the restaurant, but then you had to leave early to get to the game, kind of thing.
I made reservations, but I knew that this was important to him. And ironic, so we didn't try. We had his younger sister, and we didn't try. It wasn't worth trying to find tickets for her to also go. So
Yeah,
I ended up taking her to go see Hamilton while he went with his
that's
dad.
That's pretty
That's
sweet
solid.
too.
To see that in the UK, but
Yeah.
it was lovely, and he had the experience.
Quick aside question: I have to know, what was the reception of the the performance of Hamilton over in the UK?
I mean, it was interesting, but like everybody seems to like the performance.
Yeah,
So.
okay.
That's awesome.
Ryan, back to you. I'm curious. How were the seats? Did you get good seats with these sort of insider tickets?
Well, we got a good view. It was at the top stand, like right in the front of in the very top of the stadium, or in the front row.
Okay. Kind of like
Was it
before the
somewhat-
overhang, where the seats are below you over the railing.
Yeah,
Okay.
right behind that.
Gotcha.
And were they near like the midfield, or was it near the goals, or?
It was like near the corner flag, kind of.
Oh, cool.
Corner flag.
Nice. All right. So you maybe got a good view of Bukayo Saka, taking some corners, or
He wasn't there that game.
he wasn't there that game. Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Oh.
noticed he wasn't on the score sheet. I think Odegaard maybe scored that game, huh?
Yeah, Odegaard and Uncle.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have, speaking of all those players, do you have a favorite current player?
Probably of all time right now, or just in Arsenal.
I would say for Arsenal that's playing on the team right now. Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
Probably Bukayo Saka.
Nice. Okay.
Good choice.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite all-time Arsenal player, like even someone who played before?
Terry Henry.
Yeah. Tite.
Do you get to see him? He does commentary now on CBS for the Champions League. Do you watch him do that as well?
Sometimes.
Nice.
Sometimes.
Okay.
And he was a part of that '98 team that won the World Cup that your mom saw when she was in Paris.
He's also part of the Invincibles team.
And
yes.
See, Mike.
This
kid
know
knows.
He knows what he's talking about.
This
He
kid
knows what he's talking about.
Mike, does Chelsea have any, sort of really strong, solid nicknames for their championship winning teams? Like, I know they've won trophies, and you're going to tell me that, they've won Europe before and Arsenal hasn't. But do they have any solid nicknames because of that?
I think we should get back to the guests.
Okay.
That would be the more important thing. They're here for a reason.
This is true. Let me throw this one out there.
I have one. I got one.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna supersede you.
Rock, paper, scissors for it? Okay.
Yep.
You know what? I'll be a good host, Mike.
Thank you.
You go ahead.
Thank you. So tell us about how you entered into the stadium, right? There's always a lot of energy. You know, the difference between going to a match in Europe versus one in, say, DC, like you said, is there's a lot more people. So tell us about what it was like to, you know, arrive at Emirates and kind of walking in and things like that.
Well, we didn't rent a car or anything in England, so we had to take the subway.
Mm-hmm.
And at the subway, there are a lot of people. They even closed some stations because of the game.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And
were they all wearing red?
Most of them. Some are wearing the jersey he's wearing.
Yeah,
Yep.
be away.
Yeah.
For our audio
what were you
listeners,
wearing?
I'm wearing a highlighter yellow Arsenal away kit. Yeah, what were you wearing?
You can't.
The home jersey.
The home jersey. Nice.
Did you get that? Did Dad get it for you? You got that while we were there, right?
Yeah, I got it at the Emirates.
At
Nice.
the Emirates. Nice.
Yeah, I also got a scarf there.
Cool. Do you have a spot like on a wall or someplace for that scarf like Mike has? Do you have a collection of scarves? Tell us more about scarves.
No, I only have one.
Okay. But it's an Arsenal scarf.
Yeah.
So it's
You don't have a Dortmund one yet?
No.
okay.
My aunt sent him from Germany a Dortmund jersey that has his name on it.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome. Very cool.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So yeah, tell us about, Dortmund sounds like it's a pretty special connection to the family as well. So is Dortmund your other team that you support in Europe, Ryan?
Well, no, it's my number one team.
It's your number one team.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Arsenal can't be anyone's number one, so that makes sense.
Well, I don't know when this episode's going to come out.
Our family, we're all Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you wind up eating your words, Mike, because full disclosure to the listeners, we're recording this episode ahead of the decision for the 2023-24 season. And Arsenal might actually be the number one team for a lot of people, especially the Premier League, very soon.
But it still won't be Ryan's.
We also don't know that. We also don't know that.
That's true. That's true.
But isn't Chelsea 11th or 10th in the Premier League
Yeah, Mike.
right now?
Yeah, Mike.
We're 7th. Okay, guys. All right. I want to get back to Dortmund because
hold on. I want to give Ryan props for giving you some trash talk. That was very well placed.
That was good. That was good.
Guest delivered trash talk. Ryan.
It was factual and it was and it hit to the core.
Right. However, the table ends up this year, wherever Arsenal is, and we know there'll be one or two. You are a champion. I just have to tell you that. Okay. Back to you, Mike.
So now that you've experienced European soccer for the first time, is Dortmund the next stadium you'd like to see a match at?
Well, me and my dad made plans to see the Copa America semifinal.
Okay.
Yes. Nice. Which one? I'll be at one of the semifinals.
The one at in New Jersey.
Yes, same. I will be there. We may have to meet up in person and enjoy. Hopefully Messi will be at that one because that will be the bracket that Argentina will be in.
I would love to keep the spirit of this trash talk going, and I'd love to make some sort of wager here that, Mike, if you run into Ryan and Mitra and family at the game, if Arsenal does wind up winning the Premier League, maybe you have to show up like an Arsenal jersey or something. I don't know. Like
I'm willing to wear an Arsenal jersey for a select number of minutes, and I'll take a photo with Ryan in the Arsenal jersey, but I cannot be wearing it all day. That will be my compromise.
Ryan, how does this sound so far?
Good.
Do you have any conditions or parameters you would like to add to this bet?
No.
And no,
I do.
Hold on. This is not about you, Michael. Follow-up question, Ryan. Mike is committed to a set number of minutes. How many minutes do you think would be appropriate for him to wear
90.
the Arsenal jersey?
The whole game, 90.
The whole game? Whoa.
Wow. Are you going to
Oh,
deny
man.
our guest his moment of glory? Again, this is conditional. If Arsenal win the Premier League, you know, nothing says that.
Oh man, you guys, this is okay. I'm in. I'll do it.
You will
But we
wear.
have to find each. We have to find each other and get a photo. That's a requirement. And I will be bringing some kind of jacket or a replacement as soon as the 90 minutes ends.
That's fair.
But my question is, I guess the only way that I can get Ryan to wear a Chelsea jersey is if Chelsea wins the league, and we all know that that's not factually going to happen. So,
Yeah, this season at least.
this season. So,
I'll wear a Chelsea jersey if they qualify for the Conference League.
Oh,
okay. I love that. I love that. I've been rooting for that. There is a small chance that could happen. You know how to set some conditions,
okay,
sir.
Ryan.
This isn't good. Okay, I will. We'll do a virtual handshake. This is me agreeing.
I will bear witness. Mitra, you are a witness as well. Okay. So Conference League qualification. Ryan will wear a Chelsea jersey for 2 seconds, and then Mike will wear an Arsenal jersey for 90 minutes if Arsenal win the Premier League. I think that's commensurate with the level of achievement.
Okay.
A minute.
Okay. That's fair.
Personal
That's fair.
opinion.
I'll just have to borrow one of your jerseys, Colin.
Wow. Okay. No.
Can't promise it'll come back in any proper condition.
Exactly what I'm skeptical of. Let's pivot just a little bit here. Mike, you and I actually were talking about chants and songs and things before we got started with Ryan and Mitra. Ryan, were there any like solid chants or songs that you remember hearing that day in the Emirates?
We kept on singing like Arsenal is 1-0 up, stuff like that. And they also kept on saying like Arsenal, like that.
The droning Arsenal.
Super creative, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, some of the fans are like saying bad words and
yeah. The English will do that.
I was gonna ask, did your dad prepare you that there are maybe some bad words or people being mean?
Well, my dad, he's never really been to much soccer games. He's never been to one without me, so he's used to like the American games, with like music every second.
Yeah. They've got the drums and everything, and all the capos. Yeah.
And,
so it's different.
Like the big board and like people desperate to get on it.
Yes. They like people want to get on the screen. So now that you've been to an American and a European soccer match, which one do you like more?
Definitely European.
Yeah.
In what would you say the reason?
Well, in America, they just when I go to a DC United game, I've never seen them win before. Every game they score an offside goal. And then all the fans overreact. They start throwing flares. They even did fireworks.
Yeah.
It's offsides.
So they jumped the gun a bit.
Yes, tried it. They like the flares.
Almost like a Chelsea game.
Yeah. It's a lot of offside goals. That's for sure.
Wow.
Do we give one of these team physios a shout out?
That's what I was going to ask as well.
Should we name him, or is it he who requests to be anonymous?
You know, I didn't let him know that we were going to do this podcast, so I don't know if it's appropriate to.
Okay.
We'll just list all of the team doctors from the website in the show notes and give. We're just going to give the general medical staff of Arsenal a huge shout out for kindness.
He was just, I know, I don't want to, for privacy reasons, maybe give his name, but it was just incredibly kind, and I'll always remember his kindness, and that he did something extraordinary for a kid that I think he'll like I said, core memory that he'll always remember.
Yeah, awesome. Did we catch your sister in the background there, Ryan?
Yeah.
Is she also an Arsenal fan?
No, she doesn't like sports.
Okay, that's fine. So that means she's not a Chelsea fan. Is her name Chelsea?
Her name's Emily, like my sister's name, actually.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I just want to say, thank you to both of you for joining us and for sharing this story. Speaking of shout outs, we will throw a specific name out. I want to give a shout out to fellow Gooner of mine, Simon Torres, out in Mike City of Baltimore.
Simon is the best.
Simon for
Simon is the best.
catalyzing this connection between all of us here through the interwebs and the social media. But Simon is also a fellow supporter of the Craig Willinger Fund, which is an organization near and dear to our hearts as the Footy Travelers. I know I speak for Mike when I say this. Listeners, if you want to help soccer dreams come true for youth and young adults experiencing critical illnesses, you should check out the Craig Willinger Fund at cwfund.org. We'll leave a link in the show notes for that. And if you missed out on getting yourself one of the Footy Travelers inaugural jerseys featuring Craig Willinger as our very first shirt sponsor, we'll unfortunately have to say you got to act fast next time. The good news, though, is there are still some second edition Footy Travelers jerseys available in our fan shop, along with our exclusive supporters scarves. Link to the shop will also be in the show notes. And of course, last but not least, by any means ever, if you did like this episode, share it with a friend. Share Ryan and Mitra's story. And please leave us a rating and review wherever you're listening to help us reach new Footy traveling listeners. And okay, maybe one more thing. Mike.
Yeah, you got one more thing.
Yeah, you so brilliantly brought us into the episode. How about you take us out?
Be loud, be proud, and be kind to each other.
Oh.
I had to change it up.
I like the switch.